My content is intended to be used and must be used for educational purposes only. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research any information you find from my videos that you wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. All right, we got March 21st. It is a Thursday. It was conveniently the first day of March Madness, and I'm a big basketball fan. Unfortunately, my favorite team, the Iowa Hawkeyes, are not playing in the men's tournament, but it has been quite the women's season, so going to be watching that here coming up. But today we got some technical analysis talk. We got some swing trades. We got some, thought process on some trades, and then we kind of got a large list of potential swings heading into tomorrow and to next week. I think there's a lot of good setups, so be sure to stick around for the new setups that I'm watching. The current trades that we are in is Moderna and Cisco. I'll be covering those first. Before we get to either of those, if you could like, comment, or subscribe, that would be fantastic, especially early in this trading journey. They go very far, so I appreciate you, and I appreciate you watching. If you ever want to leave a ticker recommendation, I can definitely chart tickers in the future. If you just leave a comment, that would be completely acceptable. So let's get into Moderna and Cisco. I'll be going through my technical analysis. I'm going to be making a little bit of an emphasis to really explain thoroughly what I'm looking at. I know it can be difficult to follow, especially if you are a newer-ish trader. So I'm going to be making sure to clearly articulate my ideas and theses and what I'm actually looking at. So let's get right into it. Let's start with Moderna. So Moderna, what are we looking for? So on the VPA side, we have our nice high volume buying candle right here. We have our nice big green candle. So whenever we see a nice big candle, we wouldn't want to see a equal result as volume. So it's kind of an effort versus result principle. I've talked about it in a few videos before, but think of a soccer ball. If you kick the soccer ball hard, you'd expect it to go far. Same thing in trading. If you see a large candle, a large movement in price, you'd think that the volume would have to be large. So whenever we see a large candle with a large volume, that means it is a validated move. Institutions are participating in the move, which is great. We want to be on the institutional side. So specifically in Moderna's case, we had a large high volume buying, and then I really like it because I love the break-in retest. I love the flip of support, the flip of resistance to support or support to resistance is something that I'm always willing to risk off of. So as a little note, whenever you have these high volume days, like these just aggressively high volume days, you're likely going to consolidate in the near future. It's kind of like you need to reload, if you will. You just use all this volume, you need to reload. So that's exactly what we're doing. So we liked Moderna back here. So we saw that Moderna, it had a high volume hammer candle in demand, which is great to see. And then right now it is flagging within the shadow of this large candle. So really today, there was no action for me today. I'm not really going to be doing anything. I have till June 1st over here. So I have till June 1st. Just a little side note, time is literally your best friend, especially in options and especially when you are new to options. So June 21st is my expiration here. I'd always recommend buying more time than you think, especially when you do not have your trading system hammered down. But really no action unless this breaks my stop at 99.44 or if this breaks resistance at 112. If this breaks resistance at 112, I'd be looking for some kind of retest of 112 to add an additional unit size to this position, so to add to the winner. So other than that, good day for Moderna, kind of a low volume sell day, so really nothing going on right there. So we're still trading within this wedge or flag or pennant or whatever it is. So that is Moderna. Let's go talk about Cisco. Cisco, what am I seeing? So just like Moderna, we have our SR flips. So if we turn the line with markers on, if you look at these specific two dots on March 8th and March 13th, you have your resistance. We broke the resistance. Did we break the resistance on high volume? Yes, we did. And then we came back down to test previous resistance and held support twice. So that is essentially an SR flip. Whenever I see SR flips, I always want to see high volume buying, low volume pullback, or high volume breakdown, low volume pullback. So that is what I'm looking for on Cisco. Cisco, awesome day today. Awesome day today. We had a long lower wick, retested demand once again, and then we did close higher. So Really good day. I'm going to be adding to Cisco. This actually did break my initial resistance. So if we do come back to this 81.20 area, I will be adding an additional size or additional unit to this position. So we are green in this. I don't know what percent I'm at, but if it does ever hit 50%, we're going to pull the initial capital and go risk-free. So yeah, just kind of compounding base hits with that risk-free rule, but it still allows me to see the trade and continue to see basically just time in the market or time in whatever trend it is in. So I think it's likely that we're going to reject 82.50 coming up here, and then on that rejection of 82.50, I hope we come back and reload, and then that's where I will reload before the eventual break of this level. So if that gives it to us, but that is Cisco SR flip VPA. Great. It is also great to see that this had increased buying volume today. That is great to see. So looking for an even increased volume tomorrow. Maybe we just blast through 82.50 and 82.50 becomes a buying zone. So yeah, that is Cisco. Let's get into the trades I am watching for tomorrow to enter. Kind of a thick list. So we're gonna, I can, nice. Okay, so we got here and down. So let's start with MCHP. We've been watching this one for a while. What am I seeing on MCHP? Well, here's your resistance. Did we break it on volume? We certainly did. Here's your high volume buying. Here's your low volume pullback as volume's decreasing. And then we had this massive buying volume candle. So I'm looking for so why am I not in, you could ask? Well, I'm not in because structure was still bearish. We still had a bearish structure. So since we created this, so here's your bullish structure. Here's your bullish structure all the way from back here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. No, we didn't. We closed lower. That's your bearish structure. That's your bearish structure. So now we're in a bearish structure. So lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we need a bullish structure. So I'd like this to come back even down to demand if it does. I'm not sure if it will. But realistically, I'm looking for this to come back to demand and retest this trend line break. So this is just a clean chart, in my opinion. This is very clean. Here's your resistance. Here's your break. Here's your flag. Here's your break above the flag. And then what I hope, if we turn on regular trading hours, my hope is that we fill this gap. So here's your gap. I hope we either gap down tomorrow and then fill this gap and then close above on the retest. That would be sexy. But yeah, I'm waiting for daily structure to become bullish on this. So it is not bullish yet, but once it is bullish and ideally closes the gap, then I'll be getting long on MCHP. Let's go talk about Monster. Monster, I hated how this looks after Monday, so I'm glad we did sell off. So what am I seeing on Monster? Well, we had a nice earnings gap up. Here's your earnings gap up. Here's the top wick of earnings. And then we rejected this 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then we broke it on volume. Or, well, did we break it? Yes, we did break it. Was it on volume? It was on volume. And then we had this nice high volume buying coming in right at the SR flip. But I didn't love how this looked. I mean, if we look at this, this just doesn't look great. Like, this doesn't look great, like, constructively from a breakout standpoint. You know, you leave a little bit of a gap open. It's a low volume day. You reject supply again, so that's just not getting me in. This wasn't getting me in either. This wasn't getting me in. And then today's candle's not getting me in. So what I'd absolutely love to see is I'd absolutely love to see a nice bottom wick, and then we close higher and then maybe make a bullish structure. But what is structure on the short term? Well, we did have a lower high be put in right there. So did we? We did, barely, by a few cents. So structure is bearish. We're waiting for a bullish structure. And I think it's likely going to reject this level before continuing higher. So this is probably a few days away, but looking for a bullish structure on Monster. So that one might be a few days away. This one feels a few days away, in my opinion. Let's go to Welltower. Welltower, what am I seeing? So Welltower, we were here earlier. I thought it was going to close above 93, and it absolutely sold off after like right. I remember this one. This one pissed me off so much. It sold off, closed below 93, and then gapped down. That was not fun at all. So we did sell out of Well, but what am I seeing now? I'm seeing that we did have our rejection over here. So we did reject. We did break it on volume. Here's your volume. Here's your large volume coming in, and here's your other volume. And then we did leave this gap open, which isn't great. And then we had a nice algo dump or whatever. and we all the way bottom wicked, all the way bottomed up on volume. So that is great to see. So I'm looking for a close higher tomorrow and a confirmation of this level to serve as support. So I'm looking for this level to hold as support and to be able to risk off of. So looking for a green close tomorrow, ideally on Welltower, and then we will be getting long. So that is Welltower. Let's go look at Costco. Costco, I'm not necessarily. This one's also a few days away. This one's interesting because as a newer trader, I definitely would have taken this short today, and I probably would have been fine. I just think as a little bit of a more mature trader, I think this isn't ready yet. And why is it not ready yet? Because so yes, you do have your long upper wick. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, you do have your close right back to supply. And then yes, you do have your high volume rejection. Those are all things. What on earth did I just do? I was just clicking around. Okay. So yes, you have all three of the things that I'm looking for. It's just structure isn't there yet. I think it's very likely that this does close lower tomorrow. I think this does close lower, maybe even break the flag. But what's even more likely, in my opinion, is that we retest this. On that retest is where I'll either get my entry or the confirmation of the retest. I think it's very likely we do that, just because short-term structures, unfortunately for sellers, short-term structure, yes, we have this large sell-off, but short-term structure is bullish. Here's your higher low. This higher low is what created that bullish structure, and then we continue here. So right now we are bullish. So then here, that's your bearish structure. So we need bearish structure. We just don't have it yet. So kind of showed its cards today. We had that long upper wick on high volume. That's very good from a VPA standpoint and short. It's just structure needs to be there, and I do not think it's there yet. So that is Costco. Just wanted to briefly mention that one. Pfizer, what am I looking for? So Pfizer, you have your same story. Rejection. You have your high volume buying coming in. So these two massive buying volume days here. Another very large candle. Not as much volume as that you'd expect or want. So I'm a little wary on this. Look how large this candle is. Compared to the volume, it's not, yes, it is higher volume, but even just like the day after it, so this red candle right here had almost just as much volume as this large green candle. So thinking this could be a little bit of a trap, so I'm a little wary. But I think if this does close higher tomorrow and this does make a bullish structure in the short term, I think it's okay to risk off of. I think this would be fine. So we did have our we did not close lower today, even though this does look like a very bearish candle. We did not close lower today, so we technically can create a short-term bearish structure tomorrow if we do close higher. That'd be your higher low, and then we'd be in a short-term bearish structure. So I'm looking for a higher low tomorrow. Ideally, I'd like to see a close above 28. That would be great. If it gives it to us, it gives it to us, but otherwise I'm going to be a little subjective and maybe leave this one out if it doesn't. So that is Pfizer. So you got your SR flip. Let's go talk about AT&T really quickly. AT&T, what am I seeing? I'm seeing that price has been here for a while. So we had our rejections over here. Here's your rejections. We supported all the way throughout here. We closed a little bit higher. We supported here. We did gap down. We gapped down here. But if you turn the line with markers on, we held this the whole time. We've been holding this the whole time. And then we're kind of making a little mini flag right here. And we had this obviously massive buying volume coming in. So this is some massive buying volume. And then we did have a small red sell-off candle, but we did have pretty high volume today. So I think that's a little bit of a VPA anomaly. Think about if essentially today they kicked the soccer ball hard and it didn't go anywhere. So that's going to tell you a little bit about why that's sus and why that should be sus. So I think that's definitely a little bit of buying going on just because of where we're at. We're above support, and I think we had a nice lower wick right there on high volume buying. So looking for a close above 1730. Let's go look. 1730. I think I have it. Yeah. It's right at the big volume profile node right there. So above 1730 daily close. I think I really do like this. I do like this on the weekly as well, I believe. Let's go see. On the weekly, so here's your glaring obvious candle right here. Here's your large sell candle, but compared to the two buying weekly candles that we had before it, I mean, the largest candle right here was, smaller volume than these two buying candles. So that's going to tell you a little bit of a weak sell-off right there, and that institutions were not necessarily participating in that move. We do have an extremely high volume weekly candle coming in last week, but where did all that volume come in? Well, it was last Friday where we had that massive buying volume. So I do really like AT&T above 1730 if we can get it close above that tomorrow. So that is AT&T. Let's go look at 4 more. BNY. BNY has the opportunity to make a double bottom tomorrow. So BNY, here's your previous resistance over here. Here's that resistance. Here's your break above. And then we sold off right back to it. So why does BNY have the opportunity to make a... So here's your bearish structure. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now if this closes higher tomorrow, that'd be your double bottom bullish structure. And I'd be willing to risk off of that especially. So... now, this could easily just continue lower. And that's why I have to wait for confirmation. I can't really jump the gun and think this is going to make some kind of double bottom tomorrow. This could easily just tank tomorrow. It could easily just tank tomorrow. So I'm waiting for that that double bottom to be put in tomorrow and create that bullish structure. So ideally want a close above 52 tomorrow for an entry. CVS, I really like how CVS is looking. This thing did need to close this gap. I hated it. I've been watching CVS. I did not think it was going to continue higher after this Monday. Continued higher for 2 days and then produced an inside candle day on high sell volume. So I'm really glad to see that this closed the gap. Here's your previous resistance. You got your 3-4 times it 3-4 times it rejected right there. I do want this to cut a little farther. I want this to I want another red day tomorrow and then maybe a green day on Monday to enter this. I want this to come a little bit farther, kind of just drop to maybe like right here. That'd be ideal. And then, a Monday close like that, that would be sweet. So that'd be nice. So not ready yet in my opinion. But it was looking good. GILD. This one could be ready tomorrow. I've been watching this one since this little wedge break. I did think this was actually going to break to the downside. I thought this was going to break to the downside and end up breaking to the upside, but we are right back to the breakout level right here, and this is a massive level. So this looks like an extremely bearish candle, but why is it not? Well, this is some fake sell volume right here. I mean, look how large of a red candle this is. This is probably the largest red candle we've had in any of these days, and it had just zero volume today, just none. So maybe a little bit of a bear trap, and this continues higher tomorrow. This also has an opportunity to put in some sort of double bottom if this closes either above 74 or like maybe just below it. This has a chance. 74 would actually confirm the bullish structure. So yeah, maybe above 74 tomorrow, and I'm getting long on a GILD. But yeah, so SR flip. Here's your rejections. Right back to it. Looking for this to become support. So SR flip, and did we break it on volume? We did break it on volume. I remember this. Here's your volume, and then we had a very high volume day right here that did not match the spread. The spread and the candle did not match right here. It was just kind of a normal candle right there, and it had massive volume. So that's very interesting. That is GILD. Let's get into our last one. We got CL. We got Colgate. CL I really should have taken today. I mean, this had everything I look for. This had your high volume break right here. Here's your high volume break. If we draw a line all the way down here, here's your high volume break. Did you have a low volume sell off? Not necessarily. Here's your sell off right here. That's kind of a high volume candle right there. But look at the actual buying coming in. Look at the nice, sell off back down to demand, touch this, and then close above still. So on this, you have your rejections over here at like 88.15. Here's your rejections, and then structure is bullish. This is a very bullish structure. So here's your close higher, your retest again, and then close higher. So that's a very bullish structure. So I do really like Colgate. If this gives me an entry tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for a long entry in Colgate. I mean, that's a sexy close. That's a sexy close coming right back to retest this. So if we enter anywhere in there tomorrow, I am longing. So really like how Colgate's looking. This looks fantastic. So stop would be a close below this high right here. This close, top would be a close below 88.14, and it's trading at 88.77. So very good risk to reward right there. So that's going to wrap up for today. That's what we're watching on Thursday. Going to go watch some basketball, finish up some stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it as always, and have a good rest of your day. If you did make it this far, just toss in a stock ticker in the comments, and then I will chart it for you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.